Shabbat Shalom, Israel and Gentiles joined into us. Once again, my name is Elder Yaiqua from One Nation, One Power and the Way of Christ's Ministry. Brothers and sisters, like I said last week, the name of this lesson is Where are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel on the earth today? Okay? Now, first and foremost, as I always do, I'm always going to start off with the Book of Mormon. Okay, I'm going to the Book of Alma. And I'm going to go into the 12th chapter, and I'm going to read the header. And it says, Alma speaks to Zehiram. The mysteries of the Most High can be given only to the faithful. Men are judged by their thoughts, beliefs, words, and works. The wicked will suffer a spiritual death. This mortal life is a probationary state. The plan of redemption brings to pass the resurrection and through faith a remission of sins. Okay, brothers and sisters? Now, as I said, brothers and sisters, I'm going to use the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter, when Jacob was on his deathbed and he told his 12 sons where they would all be in the last days. Okay? And I'm going to read it. And it says, And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. These are the last days, brothers and sisters. Gather yourselves together, and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Because Jacob's name got changed to Israel, and I'll give you let's I think it's Genesis 32. And I believe it was 28. Let's go here real quick. And let's see. Okay, right. It's Genesis, the 32nd chapter, 28 verse. And it says, And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince hast thou power with the Most High and with men, and has prevailed. Because Israel, the name of Israel means prince of the power of the Most High. We're princes of the Most High. Okay? So now, I'm going to go back to Genesis, the 49th chapter. Okay? And it speaks, and it says, from his very first son, he says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, and excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Right? But then he says, But Reuben, you are unstable as water. Thou shalt not excel because thou wentest up unto thy father's bed, then defiled thou it, and went up to my couch. Okay, so now he's actually talking about when Reuben went and slept with his handmaid. Okay, and I'm going to take you to the book of Genesis, the 39th chapter, and we're going to go to the 22nd verse. And it says, And it came to pass when Israel dwelt in the land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. And Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. So now, it lets you know that he slept with his father's concubine, okay, Bilhah, right? So that's why he says, Reuben, you're not going to excel. And right now, Reuben is actually located Reuben is living predominantly in the woods in Australia. And they already know, if you go and ask them, who are you? They're going to say, we are from the tribe of Reuben. They'll tell you that. Okay? But Reuben is also scattered some here in the Americas. Okay? But they're living on reservations. It's like Jacob said, you're not going to excel. You're going to be living a very, very poor life. And that's where all of the Reubenites are living today. Okay? Now, then it says, verse 5, it says, Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou unto their secret, unto their assembling. Mine honor, be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Okay, so now, brothers and sisters, Simeon and Levi right now are on the same island, but that's why he said they're brethren. They're on the same island. Simeon is on the Dominican Republic, and Haiti is on the other side. That's why it says they're brethren, okay? But they're living on the same island. And right now, the Most High is going to awaken the 10 tribes to let them all know that you're brethren, even though Levi is still from the southern kingdom, but he came over here. And that's why the Most High cursed them, because Haiti is actually living off of dirt cookies, because they were the priests of the Most High. That's why the Most High is straight destroying them right now, because they used his word for divination instead of using the Most High's word. Because you got to understand that Moses and Aaron was from the tribe of Levi. Okay? So Levi is the Haitians, and his brethren on the other side of the island is Simeon on the Dominican Republic. Okay, brothers and sisters? Now, I'm going to go to the 8th verse. And it says, Judah, thou art he whom thine brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Binding his foal into the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice vine, he washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. Well, we already know who this is. They're actually talking about our Lord and Savior, Christ. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you some understanding. It says, when it says, Judah, thou art he whom the brethren shall praise, and his hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Okay? That was actually a misprint or a misrepresentation, because Judah right now is predominantly in West Africa. Okay? But I know a lot of these Israelite charts says that Judah is the so-called Negroes in the Americas. That's 100% untrue. Okay? Judah is scattered all over the earth, but predominantly Judah is still in West Africa. And I'm going to prove that, brothers and sisters, because it says that your enemies, your hands is going to be in the neck of your enemies. No, it was actually talking about your enemy's hands is going to be around your throat, choking you. That's what happened in 70 AD. When Vespasian and his son Titus put a garrison around Jerusalem, wouldn't allow no food in, okay? That's what it's talking about. When it says that your enemies is going to have their hands around your throat, choking you out. So that was just a misprint or from the priest of Mahan that put that in our records. Okay? But Judah is actually scattered all over the earth. But predominantly, Judah is still in West Africa. Okay, brothers and sisters? Now, I'm going to go to the 13th verse. And it says, Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be for an haven of ships, and his borders shall be unto Zidon. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to give you some information of where Zebulun is. Okay, it says, Zebulun, thou shalt be at a haven of the sea, and shall be for a haven of ships. Where's the haven of ships at? In the Panama Canal. Okay, brothers and sisters, the Panama Canal is where our brothers Zebulun are. It's a haven of ships because it's the only place where the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean meet. And that's where the ships always go to do their trading. That's why it says it's going to be a haven of ships. Okay, brothers and sisters? So I hope that you get that understanding. To know that your brother Zebulun are in the Panama Canal. That's where they're at. They're at the Panama Canal. And they're in the land of Panama. Okay? Now, verse 14 says, Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens, and he saw the rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. So that is actually talking about Issachar is where the Mexicans are. Okay? It's where the land of Mexico is at. Because it says couching down between two birds, because whenever you look at a license plate from Mexico, you see two guys with their hand on their head couching between two oxes, okay? And it says that they like to get some rest because that's what they do. When it's lunchtime, they'll eat real quick and then they'll get some rest, okay? Because they are, you know, a servant. They like to work. And I'm going to prove that, okay, brothers and sisters? I'm going to go to the book of Genesis, the 30th chapter. The 30th chapter, and I'm going to go to the 17th and 18th verse, right? And it says, and God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob the fifth son. And Leah said, God hath given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband, and she called his name Issachar. So this is giving you some understanding that Issachar was going to be for hire. And that's what your Mexicans do, because your Mexicans don't mind working hard all day for not much money either. Okay, brothers and sisters? So I'm just giving you that understanding so you will know that the Issacharites are the Mexicans. Okay, brothers and sisters? Now, I'm going to go to the next one. And verse 16, it says, Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path that biteth the horse's heels, so that his rider shall fall backwards. Okay, so now Dan came against us, his brothers. That's why it says that he's going to bite the heel of the horse where the rider falls off, because we were the kings, and when Dan stabbed us in our back, we fell off. That's why I say he's going to judge us as one of the tribes of Israel. Because, and I'm going to tell you right now, brothers and sisters, Dan is predominantly right now in Greece. Okay? Because it was the Greeks that was the worst to us as far as all of our captivities. We had 4 captivities. The first one was Babylon. The second one was Assyria, okay, the Medes. The third one was the Greeks. And the fourth and final one we're in right now is the Romans. But right now, and that's why they didn't put the book of the Greek captivity in your canonical 66. You have to go to the book of Maccabees to see how rough that the Greeks were on the children of Israel. But right now, Dan is predominantly on the Greek islands. Okay? That's where Dan is at. Okay, brothers and sisters? Now, okay, verse 19, it says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Now, brothers and sisters, we over here in the Americas are from the tribe of Gad. Predominantly in North America is the Gadites, okay? That's why it says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Now, who's the troop that overcame us Gadites? The U.S. Cavalry, okay? That's the troop that overcame the Gadites. The Most High is telling us, and when Jacob said, I'm going to tell you where you're going to be in the last days, these are the last days, brothers and sisters, and it was the U.S. Cavalry that overtook Gad. Because, and I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, that 12 tribes chart, the majority of us here in the Americas are Gadites. We're from the tribe of Gad. Of course, you got all of the tribes that's mixed up, but the majority of us in the Americas, in North America, not Central and South America, okay, and I'm going to get to that, but we're Gadites. And I'm going to tell you, brothers and sisters, that's why when I was a child, I used to always like to play with my bow and arrows. I used to make bow and arrows, okay? So that's something that it has always been with me. Even when I used to look at Cowboys and Indians on the TV, I used to always root for the Indians. And I had no understanding of the reason why I did until the Most High awakened me. Okay? But now, I'm going to go to the next one, brothers and sisters. And it says, out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Okay? So this is the tribe of Asher. Right now, Asher is predominantly in Venezuela. Okay? Hugo Chavez was an Asherite. Okay, brothers and sisters? Now, and I'm going to prove that. I'm going to hit Deuteronomy 33 and 24. Book of Deuteronomy 33. And I'm going to start at the 24th chapter. And it says, and of Asher he said, let Asher be blessed with children, let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. Because right now, brothers and sisters, that's why they wanted to destroy Hugo Chavez, because they wanted to steal his oil. Because Venezuela got a bunch of oil under the ground. Okay, brothers and sisters? That's why they wanted, and that's why they did destroy Brother Hugo Chavez, an Asherite. Okay, to steal his oil. Because that's what these Gentiles in America has always done. They've always stolen from the children of Israel, because we own the whole earth, brothers and sisters. Okay? But now the Most High is reversing the curses. He's raising up his people, and he's bringing the Gentiles down. Like I always say, brothers and sisters, that's why he brought that COVID. And like I said, that COVID was a heavenly sent plague, just like he did in ancient Egypt. Okay, brothers and sisters? Now, okay, and the next one is going to be, hold on, let me get back there. That was just Asher. Okay, and like I said, Asher is the so-called Venezuelans. Okay? Our brother Hugo Chavez, who was the president there. Okay? Now, the next one is Joseph. Okay? Is a fruitful bow, even a fruitful bow by a well whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and his arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. So Joseph is the stone of the 10 tribes of Israel. He's the stone. And Joseph right now, brothers and sisters, is predominantly in Puerto Rico. That's why he said his hands are strong, because Puerto Ricans are excellent, good boxers. Okay, brothers and sisters? So I'm just giving you some understanding. And Manasseh is in Cuba, because Joseph's 2 sons was Ephraim and Manasseh. Okay, brothers and sisters? So Ephraim and Manasseh is Puerto Rico. Manasseh is Cuba, is the Cubans. Okay, brothers and sisters? So that's just letting you give the understanding that Joseph had 2 islands. But Joseph is scattered even here in the Americas. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans, there's a lot of Cubans that's scattered in the Americas. But predominantly, Joseph is on the island of Puerto Rico, and his other son, Manasseh, is on the Cuban island. Okay, brothers and sisters? So now, I hope that you got that, brothers and sisters. And it says, even by the God of thy fathers, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lieth under, the blessings of the breast and of the womb. The blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of thy progenitors unto the utmost bounds of the everlasting hills, and shall be on the head of Joseph, and the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next one. Okay, and it says, hold on, brothers and sisters, I got to go to Naphtali. Okay, verse 21 says, Naphtali is a hind let loose. He giveth good words. Okay, brothers and sisters, now Naphtali is actually talking about the Hawaiians and the Samoans. That's the tribe of Naphtali, because they give goodly words. Whenever you go to Hawaii, what's the first thing they say? They put a layer on your head, around your neck, and say, aloha. Those are the goodly words that Naphtali always brings. Okay? And I'm going to give you some understanding of Naphtali. It says, I'm going to go to the book of Genesis, the 30th chapter. Let's go to the book of Genesis, the 30th chapter. And I'm going to go to the 8th verse. And it says, and Rachel said, with great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed, and she called his name Naphtali. So now that's just giving you some understanding right there. Naphtali are wrestlers. What do Samoans do? They wrestle. Okay? A lot of Hawaiians wrestle. That's giving you some understanding of what Naphtali will be doing on the earth. They are wrestlers. Okay, brothers and sisters? So I'm just giving you some understanding so you get the understanding of who Naphtali is. And then another one that says, I'm going to go to 33. Genesis 33. And 23. Right? Hold on, brothers and sisters. Hold on, I think I have to go to Deuteronomy, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. (33) and 23. Okay, it says, and of Naphtali he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and full with the blessings of the Lord, possess thou the west and the south. So that's just letting you know right now where Naphtali's at. He's in the west of the south. So that's where Hawaii is at, and that's where Samoa is at. So it's just giving you the understanding of where Naphtali will be in these last days. They're the Hawaiians, and they are predominantly the Samoans. Okay, brothers and sisters? Just to give you some understanding of who our brother Naphtali is today. Okay? Now, I'm going to go to, and the last brother is Benjamin, right? Benjamin was the baby, okay? And we're going to go back to the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter. And we're going to read about the baby brother Benjamin, right? And it says, Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. So now this is actually talking about, when it says he ravens as a wolf, that's talking about their singing, because Benjamin are your so-called Jamaicans. And as it says, it's raven as a wolf because of how they sing. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? So Benjamin is from the island of Jamaica. If Paul was here today, he would most likely, if he wasn't over there in West Africa, he would most likely be in Jamaica, because Paul is a Benjamite. Okay, brothers and sisters? And I don't know if Paul will be singing like they do, but I'm just letting you know that Benjamin is the so-called Jamaicans, okay? Because it says he ravens like a wolf, and that's talking about their singing. Okay, brothers and sisters? So now, I hope you got that understanding of where the 12 tribes are today, brothers and sisters. And I want to actually go to the book of Revelations, where it talks about the 12 tribes on the gates. Okay? I'm going to hit Revelations, the 7th chapter. And it says, I'm going to start at the 7th chapter, and I'm going to start at the 4th verse. And it says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Even though there's going to be more than that in the kingdom, but this is just giving you a little breakdown of the leaders of the 12 tribes, okay? It says, of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. So that's Judah, Reuben. And of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. That's my tribe. Okay, most of us here in America is from the tribe of Gad. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. That's Hugo Chavez, the Venezuelans. Of the tribe of Naphtali was sealed 12,000. That's from the Hawaiian Islands and the Samoan Islands. Okay. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. That's the Cubans. That's Joseph's son. Okay, of the tribe of Simeon were still 12,000. That is the Dominican Republic, the Simeonites. Okay, of the tribe of Levi were still 12,000. That's Moses' tribe. Okay, that is the Haitians. Okay, because it just said, now it just broke down Simeon and Levi because they're brethren. Okay, then it says, of the tribe of Issachar were still 12,000. That was the so-called Mexicans. Of the tribe of Zebulon were still 12,000. That is from the Panama Canal, the Panama. That's the land of Panama. Of the tribe of Joseph were still 12,000. Now, Joseph is actually in Cuba and Puerto Rico, okay? But they're going to have 12,000 from the tribe of Joseph, right? Of the tribe of Benjamin were still 12,000. Those are your so-called Jamaicans, brothers and sisters. So I hope that you got some understanding of this, brothers and sisters. Where are the 12 tribes today on this earth? And right now, I just gave you the understanding of where all the 12 tribes are. But like I said, brothers and sisters, you got to get the understanding that that Israelite chart, as far as talking about the Negroes in America or Judah, that is 100% untrue. We are the Gadites, okay, brothers and sisters, in the North American land. Like it says, it was a troop that overcame Gad. Okay? Who was that troop? The U.S. Cavalry. That was the troop. Okay? And see, Jacob told us where we would be at in the last days. Okay, brothers and sisters? So you know what, brothers and sisters? I think I'm going to be finished with this for right now. I hope that you got some understanding of where the 12 tribes of the children of Israel are in the earth today. Okay, brothers and sisters, I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom. May you have a blessed Sabbath and peace.